Hello, 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 hello. Hello, my wonderful and good people. I just want to see if I am live and if you are able to hear me and you are able to see me. Why is my candles not showing? Let's put it somewhere there. All right, that's perfect. Right. Hello, 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 hello. I just want to check. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. I can hear myself. Hello, wonderful people. Let's talk today about grief. Let's talk about grief. And let me just update. I can hear myself. Right. I see one person is logging in with me. Hello. Please tell me who you are and where you're logging in from. Let me know who you are, where you're logging in from. If you are new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together. Today we're talking about grief, and I said what happens when people die, healing from grief. All right. Let me check. Healing from grief. All right, I'm just going to update. I'm going to just do an update, then we shall begin. We shall begin. All right, I see there are people who are logging in here. Not sure who you are. Please, when you log in, let me know if you can hear me. I just tested with my PC here at home and I can hear myself. Please let me know if you can. All right. Okay. All right, whoever misses this, they're missing a chance of their life. My name is Malebo Oljon Cindy, also known as Coach Malebo. You are here. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together. And I'm so extremely excited because I am about, 30 plus subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to my channel. And also thank you so much to those who are still coming and those who do watch the content of this channel. I am a holistic life coach. I help people heal their past traumas and pain so that they can create the life they truly and honestly desire. Okay, so today we're talking about grief, but before we talk about that, remember I have books. This is my first book called The Journey, and my second book called Confessions, and my third book called Trapped. And also I do have a journal called Create the Life That You Want. You know those makeup artists, how do they do it? Yeah, create the life that you want. Remember to buy yourself a book. If you are looking to heal some parts of you, I ask that you buy yourself this book. Unfortunately, in my recent book, I didn't mention the issue of grief. Maybe it will be in my next book. I mean, on the day when I announced that I'm going to I'm going to publish my book. I'm going to launch my book. That's when I lost a sister. And today I'll tell you a bit about that. It's my half sister. So on the 26th of March, we were burying her. And it was quite traumatic for me and my family because we never had that idea this person can die. All of us, we have that thing. And that is the reason why we're talking about this today. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, it's because between 2020 and 2022, we have lost people in our lives. We have lost our loved ones, our friends, and some people are still struggling to digest that. I mean, I've heard of a lady who got COVID-19 and, I tried, I don't know how do you say that? Yeah. And the parents, and then the parents passed away, So grief can make us to become victims. And also grief can also make us to become guilty, thinking that it is our fault that they passed away. So if that is you, you know what, you are in the right place. And today I am just going to do a story time, why we are here, and my story of grief, how I got to even understand things about grief, right? So it started in 2012. And some of you may have read my my second book called The Journey, when I said that was my awakening period. That was when I knew that I am a healer, and this is how it went. So I was still working. I was in Pretoria, and Good Friday wanted to go home. So on that Friday, Good Friday, I went home to Mafike. And when I got there, I found out that my dad was hospitalized. Apparently he was ill, and they didn't want to tell me because maybe I would panic along the way, traveling 350 kilometers. It may make you feel like, is this taxi not reaching the destination, right? So he came back home and he was fine. And on the Saturday, I went out for beverage. So you know my story. Some of you know my story when I say that I don't know if guys you can hear me. I see that there are people here, but I'm going to talk thinking, believing that you are hearing me because I do not see any comments there. Anyway, on the Saturday, I went out for beverage, consumption. And by the time I was drinking a lot of alcohol, like I was abusing alcohol, especially if I was at home, I would drink, anything that would be there, apart from, traditional beer. But I will literally drink anything that is there. If they say Savannah is finished, it's Black Label. If Black Label is finished, whatever, right? And I went home back, AMs. And when I got home, I just slept, obviously, because for the AM, I just slept. And something, huge happened on that day. So my dad then had a near-death experience, and now I was dead. I would put it like I was dead because people were waking me up. They were doing everything, shaking me on the bed and all that. Hello, okay. Then I can see myself that there's somebody who can hear me. Thank you, Helen. So people were shaking me up, saying, wake up, and all these things. I couldn't wake up. And by that time, my dad was just seeing a lot of people that have passed on, his great-grandfathers and all those things, all those people. And the people in the village also came because, news in the village travels so fast. And people loved my dad so much, and they came. And then, people were calling the ambulance. With all that was happening, Mel B was asleep and couldn't even wake up until 2 p.m. I remember very well. I woke up at 2 p.m. and my niece was telling me that, how can you do this to my grandfather? And I didn't understand. What were you talking about? What? And she told me, they actually told me the story that my father is in hospital. Now, this is the Sunday in the morning. My father is in hospital. he was, experiencing a near-death experience, whatever. And I sat there wondering, why was I dead? Because practically I was dead. And of course, I drink alcohol, but I never in my life felt like that. Like, people are waking you up, but still, you are still not alive. You are not in this life. Like, I got a blackout, something like that. And I never do that. Anyway, I got to the hospital, and my father was got oxygen and all these things. And the day, like after 4 days, that's when I prayed. And after being diagnosed of many other things, TB, pneumonia, and all these things. And the 4th day, I decided I'm going to pray. And when I prayed, the next day he was discharged, right? And the question mark, or something that left a question mark in me, was that why was I put to sleep at that time? Maybe because somebody knew that I could perform miracles or what, I don't know. Anyway, and 2017, then, I don't know. And sometimes, because when you are awakening, or when you are awake, you will know when there is birth and when there is death, right? And I will explain to you. So to me, even my friends know this, that you will never pretend like you are not pregnant when you are with me. Even people on Facebook, I can check, I know that this one is pregnant. I'll just pretend as if I don't know that they are pregnant. So I've got that ability of seeing birth and also seeing death, right? And in the middle, healing. So in 2017, again, we are told, I'm here in Centurion, we are told that my dad is being rushed to hospital. And something within me, again, I don't know, it's not a bad feeling, it's not a good feeling, but it was just a feeling that was indicating to me that my dad is not going to come back from the hospital. And I didn't know how to explain to anyone, but when I thought that, I went to the loo. I was at work, I went to the loo, and I prayed. I said, God, please stop this. My mind is running so fast. Please stop it. My dad is going to come, convincing myself. And of course, about 6 p.m., I got a call that my dad passed away. And it also gave me that question mark, that why every time when somebody passes away, there has to be something that happens within me. Now, again, we have those abilities, and then we push them away. We're thinking, oh my goodness, it's my crazy mind, it's whatever, right? Then the biggest one happened in 2020. So in 2020, I think I was hosting a seminar, an online seminar, if I don't remember very well, about an inner child. And I think it was on the 19th of, or the 17th, 18th, 19th of December. And after that, okay, before that, I had asked my husband to look after Nkosi because our helper was not there. But he chose that, no, I'm going to be busy, so I'm going to hire a babysitter, which was my friend and is still my friend. So literally after logging off from that live video that I was doing and all that, that session that I had, after logging off, something in me, like, when there is a lion, guys, like that sound of a lion, do you know, like when a lion is about to fight or something, I felt like that on the inside. Now, I couldn't explain to anyone how I was feeling. So what I did was that I was fighting with my husband, left, right, and center. I was fighting. When he leaves shoes here, I was fighting. And then I was even fighting that, why did he doesn't want to take care of his son, wada. I just asked him for 2 minutes, and then to a point that the fight was almost 5 days long. And on these other days, as the fight was, it kept on coming to the point that I was like, you know what, I want to divorce you. How? What is going on? Even me, I didn't know. what was going on with me, but all I knew is that there was a pain inside of me. There was something happening in my spirit, but I couldn't explain it to anyone. And that is why all the time I say that, you know what, guys, whatever that you are feeling on the outside will manifest outside. Whatever you are feeling inside will manifest outside, right? So I was just looking for something that could match the level of the rage that I had within me, and I couldn't understand where is the rage coming from. No, we were like the day before we were just fine. It just started like literally 5 days, and I was like, no, I think we should just. I was even thinking of going to rent and taking my son, like, but all those things that I was saying, I did not mean it. Okay, then it went on and on and on, and my friend was busy telling me, no, stop doing that. Maurice is a good guy. I know he is a good guy, but inside of me, I don't know how I am feeling. So I asked him that on Monday, I think it was the 20-something of December, I asked him that I want to go home. I have to be at home on Monday. He said to me, no, it's not possible. I will be at work. We will leave on Tuesday. I said, hey, Moto. I said Monday. He didn't want to. Again, the story, it was like that rage, that feeling was coming over and over again. Okay. Then Tuesday we had to go, and on Tuesday they were so tired with because they were sleeping. I went to the mall. I had a lot of things, and then I said to myself, you know what? I'll go on Wednesday in the morning. So I did not know what was making me so like in a fighting mode. Too, what made me want to go home on a Monday? Why Monday? When my husband said no, Tuesday, it was as if Tuesday was like a Saturday, And Tuesday, in the evening around 8, I get a phone call from my mom. Now, this phone call, I don't even think about it as anything. My mom is calling me, and she said, hi, yeah, I'll speak in Tswana. Okay. And Tshireletso is my nephew. By that time, he's 14 years old. And I haven't even heard anyone telling me that Tshireletso is sick. But what was happening at the time when my mom was on the phone with me, I felt like that thing that was, fighting and, that thing that was making me fight with my husband and having a whole lot of rage in me. Like, as I was talking to my mom, that thing literally was going down. And I couldn't even understand what she was saying, but something was going down. And that's when I knew that, guys. So this whole dramatic thing of me wanting to divorce for no reason and all these things, it's because of what? Again, after 5 minutes, I call my mom. Did you say Tshireletso is passed away? Yes, Tshireletso, my sister's child. And I don't know what, I didn't know how I felt. Like, it was like, okay, but things were not making sense. Again, there was a question mark. Why is it that I felt that way? And suddenly that Moya Ole, that spirit is down. Why? Okay. We went to the funeral. It was very, very painful to bury somebody that, I never thought that I would bury somebody who is 14 years of age. And even how he died, that they said he had an ankle problem. And then that ankle, it's even when I think when they wrote the cause of death, it was just a bruised ankle. And then a person passed away. Okay. So, of course, in the Black community, we'll talk about witchcraft and all of those things. But now getting into the topic, all right, from these 3 things that I have just told you, and also losing my sister, which also I woke up one day and then I was like, that's my half sister. It's my father's daughter, way before he met my mom. So we were so close and we didn't even feel like she's a half sister. She was one of us. And with all that had been happening, I had to go on a quest to search what exactly happens when people die, and why is it that I'm feeling a certain way and other people are all were fine with me. I was feeling a certain way when a person dies. So in my quest of finding out what happens when a person dies, one, I want you, if you are dealing with grief, because there are people who are dealing with grief from many, many years ago. And there are people who are dealing with grief of now. You know, I lost a friend in 2021, only found out, actually, I was told about this friend. What is happening here? Okay. I forgot to put a light, but anyway. So I was told, you know, God spoke to me that this person has passed on. After many months of me searching for this person, I found out 3 months later that they passed on. But on the day that they passed on, I also had a message that you need to contact this person, and their phones were off. So many of us have been through that. We have been through a grief, maybe it's many years ago, and some people would feel like a victim, like, oh my goodness, I do not have this because if my mother was here, things were going to be better. Or I do not have 1, 2, 3, because my boyfriend or my husband passed away, he could have made this better, but it's not better. You know, all of those things. But I want to make sure that you understand what happens before a person dies. But before I do that, guys, I want to put on the light. Please hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so a person dies 5 to 14 days before they could, you know, a person, like, before they could depart, before they could take their last breath. They die 5 to 14 days. Now there are other people who it happens, you know, way before, like 3 years before you let's say you knew Malebo as a born again Christian and all those things, and now I'm starting to act weird, I'm drinking, I'm doing all these things, and then before you know it, 3 years down the line, I die, right? Okay, so let's talk about this 5 to 14 days period, right? When it happens, right, when you die as a person, you do not die because there's a witch who bewitched you and all that. There are so many people who have been bewitched, but they didn't die. You die because you actually accept that I am living. Okay, so when you see people dying, it's not because there's some other power or premature death, as people always say, and all that. All of us, we are given a time, a timeline, a period that Malebo is going to be in this lifetime for however many years, right? And when that time comes, you are going to be told. It's not going to be a surprise. And I remember my best friend Spongile, her fiance passed away last year. Actually, it's almost a year. It's a year since we buried him. But on the day or the week before he passed on, he used to tell Sibongile that, you know what, there's something that is eating me inside. I can't tell you, but ish, you know, even the day when he passed away through an accident, he didn't want to go with anyone, right? So you actually, I've heard this. I don't know if I believe it because I've never died before, but I know a lot of you would understand it better, right? You know that many people, when they die, they would be like, yo, I am seeing somebody who has passed on many years ago, and yo, they are taking me or whatever. And I have been told when I was young that when you dream of someone who has passed away and they are calling you to go with them, just refuse. So I didn't know, how am I going to refuse this thing, because I mean, you are sleeping, right? So apparently when you die, the people in your lineage, right, I don't know, and this might be like to Christians, like, yo, no, fire, you know what, take whatever that you need to take, leave what you need to live, right? So apparently when you die, the people in your lineage would come and tell you that, hey, Mogele, it's your time. You can see them. And I have heard this of many, many people, even though those who are not related to me. My dad, when he was having a near-death experience, that's when he was saying that he's seeing people who have passed away and all that. The second time now, my dad passed away in 2017. When he passed away, one is that he told my mom that he had a specialist and he died from low blood pressure. He had high blood pressure and then it went down to low blood, and that guy was not monitoring the blood pressure. I don't know. So when my mom was panicking that how we are paying a specialist for you and all these things, he said to her that, you know what, some of the things are not medical. Even medical doctors cannot heal some of the things. And that's when my mom started panicking that, what are you trying to talk about? What is this and all that? And two is that apparently when a person dies, they won't be able to look at you in the eye. So they would be, giving you hints. Many of them give you hints that, I think it's my time right now. But when they give you those hints, they won't look at you because that is their time when, that song that's called Likunuti Le Morena. That's the time when they have that sacred moment with their creator. And they are in agreement that, you know what, I don't want to leave. I don't know if they are shown something out there that there's something good for you, or whatever that really goes on, but you actually agree. So many times we're thinking, we are blaming witchcraft, we're thinking we could have been better if they were here, and all of these things. And there are other people who would even say, I'm so worried that when I die, would my kids be able to function and all these things. God knows that when he puts you here, and when he takes you again, he knows it's the right time. So there's no one who dies because it's a premature death, because they didn't exercise, because it's part of their soul contract, which is part of the things that I wrote in the book. It's part of their soul contract. There are some people who came here and they just not like us, health conscious and all that, but still they don't die. But there are people who are health conscious, who are exercising and all this thing, and then they die, right? So when we are dealing with grief, we need to get to a point where we can understand, that there is no one, even Satan cannot give life, and Satan cannot take life. Like this crazy idea that, every time when somebody passes away, like, yeah, Satan and all, it's not Satan. Satan has no power to take life. What happens is that you agree that, oh, it's my time. Maybe you are reminded that it's my time. And then you go through that process of saying, okay, goodbye, to saying your goodbyes, right? And then you depart, maybe to another place, maybe there is some other thing. I'm so surprised that when people die, they see the people who have passed on before, right? So it means that those people are living somewhere. Maybe there are some things that they are doing out there that we don't know of, right? So the acceptance of understanding that this person has accepted that it is his journey or her journey, and I am equipped enough to do this life without them. Not that you are saying no, they were not important, but you are already equipped enough to navigate this life without them. And most importantly, what when people pass away, especially people who are close to you, what have they taught you? What have their death taught you? Tshireletso's death taught me that I am so much connected. I don't know to what, but yay, when somebody dies, I will know. Like literally 3 weeks before a person dies, I'll have a dream, and that dream will be so correct, like so on point, and I will know that there's somebody who's passing away. And maybe there are things that I need to do for myself or for the people, or whatever. So death teaches us to elevate, right? To elevate in our consciousness, to elevate in our spirit, not to be like, oh, somebody died. all of us, I mean, Mel B is going, one day you will hear that Mel B has passed away, right? Everyone is going to die. There's no one who can sit here forever and ever, right? But when somebody passes away, they have to teach you something. One, you have to accept that they have accepted their call, their sacred time with their creator. Two is that there is something that you need to learn from their death and the time when they are alive. Not to say that you're not going to remember them. There are times when I remember this friend of mine, because we used to make jokes on WhatsApp about Nkosi and all that, and I'm like, yo, Francisco, I so much miss you wherever you are, right? It's not like you are not going to miss them, but you are going to miss them, right? Now, what I want to also put in the table is that this thing of when a person dies, and because of grief, when you are in pain, you can do anything that can make you feel better. So there are people, after a person dies, then immediately they're thinking that person is an ancestor. Some people who don't believe in that, they would say that person is an angel. A whole lot of stories that people come out with, that this my angel in heaven is looking after me and all that. So what I want to iron out is that sometimes people would go Komabitleng, at the cemetery or whatever, or some other people who are working for the dark, literally taking you on another road that you can speak to the spirit of your son and all that, right? Please note that there is no one who dies today and becomes an ancestor today, right? If you do believe in ancestors, there's no one who can die pandak or becomes an angel. There is no human being. It's only one human being, I think, who became an angel, but there's no way that they can become that. So when you are in grief, sometimes you would want to say, I want to speak to the spirit of my father, I want to connect with them and all those things. And at times you might do things that may lead you in the dark, right? In the darkest of them all. So the only thing that I know for sure, that when a person dies, after a few days, of course, you will dream about them, because they have been a part of your life. But one thing is that they can become your messenger. So something is about to happen, and then whatever God, whoever brings them in the dream and makes them I know my mom is going to call me. Wait. I know she's going to call me on the other phone. So they can become your messenger. Like, you can maybe have a dream of them and all that, but for you to say it's your ancestor, it's your angel, it's your whatever, it cannot be true, right? So we have to get into a point in our lives that we, one, accept. We also look for the teachings. What are these people teaching us about their death? And also, because we are so much disconnected, when a person dies, guys, you are told about it. It's not a surprise, right? It's not a surprise. You are told about it. That is why I said when I started that when my mom called me and said this person passed away, something in me went down, and I knew that this was just an indication. Just that by the time I didn't know how to discern the spirit of death or somebody dying in the family and all that. But also the death of Tshiredzo taught me how to go further and, within my journey, to understand the gifts that I have and how can I, help myself as I help other people, right? So death is not a surprise. It's not going to be a surprise even to the person who is dying, but also to yourself. It's not going to be a surprise. So one of the things that I want to leave here today is that let us as people be spiritually plugged, because when you are spiritually plugged, you will know. I mean, when my half-sister passed away this year, 2022, we buried her on the 26th of March. When she passed away, I knew. It's just that, there was something in me that was telling me, this person is passing away because she was in hospital. And I didn't want to say a lot about it. And I texted her son and I was asking, how is she and all that. But when that happened, it was not like a surprise. So we need to be spiritually plugged because our spirit can communicate with us. That is why the Bible talks about being still and know that I am God. When you sit still, you would be able to understand mysteries, things that you never thought that you could understand. And when now death is no longer a surprise to you, even though it's painful, we cannot take the pain away from that process, but it will not be as painful as a shock, like you are shocked that this person passed away. So our mandate in life is for us to become spiritually plugged so that we can know when things in the spirit are happening. All right. Today I am on time. I am on time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And next week, Tuesday, I won't be live with you. We are starting a program, Heal Soul Wounds. We are starting a program about healing soul wounds. And also this program will be able to, take out layers and layers of things within you that are not healed, that are discouraging you from seeing or being your true and authentic self. So should you want to be part of that program, you will have lifetime recordings. You will have live sessions with me for 5 days for 1.5 hours, and it's 777. If you want to be part of it, please let me know on WhatsApp, or you can call me, whatever that you prefer most. But anyway, I will see you that other week on when is it? Yeah, on Tuesday. I love you. Have a blessed day.